Yo, what is going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today, we've got 10-10 bonus updates notes. This will be live October 10th, which is today. It's the day it's going live. Looking at the nerfs, usually bonus nerfs or bonus balance are nerfs a lot of the time. Sometimes they'll buff, but a lot of the times it's just nerfing the top tier gods. Mulan skin, I think we saw this one on the last patch or on the patch notes show. That's the new Mulan skin. Bao's getting a small nerf. I assume it's just because it's the most bought recipe. Gooseberries, I think, is just as good. It's just not as easy to build on everyone. Supports build this. ADCs build it. Sometimes solos build it. Jungles, mids. Every role builds this at some point. So not a bad nerf. It doesn't kill the item. It just makes it not as good as it was and not like the best by far. Compassion finally getting nerfed. This is definitely an SPL nerf because I know this item is very rarely bought in casuals and even in most ranks. Usually it's Sentinels. But this was probably the best item in the entire game once it was finished. The spike from Benevolence to Compassion was literally the best item spike you could get at any point in the game. 15% mitigation for your allies. Even if it meant you were taking more damage, you were getting some protections from this item, so you were mitigating some of that along the way. And then it just had really good stats. It had a ton. It still has a ton of HP 5, so you're sustaining up even when you're getting poked. And then it's also just giving you extra gold on top of it. This item is busted. I still don't think this kills it. This is still going to be a great item. It's just, you know, slightly brought down a little bit. Next up, Flameforged. This item is bugged. So this is just finally giving Flameforged up to where it was before, or where it should be, I mean. Both the other Runeforges were at 15%. This one is just at 10%. But there it is. Ares getting a double nerf to Shackles, going from 13 seconds down to 15, scaling down to 13. This makes it so you have to max this first now. There was some players that were attempting to put points into the 2. Now you have to put Shackles fully. And then Searing Flesh is going to make his early game a lot worse. I mean, this is a 20% nerf to Searing Flesh, which is a pretty big nerf to his minion damage. He'll still be grouping the minion wave and be pushing it back, so it's still going to be very strong. It's just going to be worse. And then he's also going to be slightly worse early game. I like that they didn't touch his late game really at all, because his late game is not a problem. His early game is just too strong, but good nerf for Ares. All right, next up, Athena. A lot of play in multiple roles. Not a massive nerf to Athena. Base damage from her ult and then the mitigation on her ult just kind of brings her down a little bit. She was very strong. She's a very good flex character, so I think these are nice nerfs. This definitely does not kill her. It's just bringing her down from being one of the top tier gods in the game to probably being maybe just outside of the top tiers, but it depends. Chernobog nerf, finally. Crystallized Curses down from 25% to 20% slow. Don't think this does too much. Slightly less threat when he hits you with the first one before, you know, rooting you with your 2. And then Living Nightmare, the slow from the clone is now down from 4% to 3%, and the movement speed is down from 25 to 20%. I mean, I don't think this really hits Chernobog hard at all. I think he is still the best character in the game, but he was so much better than everyone else. This kind of brings him down a little bit, but you'll still see this god first picked, banned. If you're not picking him first, he will be smash locked in on the second side, but he's still incredible. Freya, Valkyrie's Discretion down from 90 to 100 seconds. She still is a very strong 1v1 character. This just gives her slightly less safety in 1v1s and slightly less safe to ganks. She's still going to be incredible with her current build. She's still just an incredible spot. She's just slightly less threatening, slightly less safe for the most part. Maman Brigitte. So I've not played her, and I don't know really anything about her. She just looks like she's getting some damage knocked off at all points. The damage cap is now 60%. Party Trick is now less ticks, and Spirit Seize is less damage. To be fair, I really have no idea how good she is. I have not played a single game of her. Olorun. So this is his 2. And this is such a good nerf to the bottom end of to the level 1 of Olorun. This character just insta-cleared waves and you could not fight into him. And if you ever did try to kill him, you had to kill him. Otherwise, he would just sustain up. Massive nerf to Olorun. He is still going to be strong, yes, but his early game will be less. He is bullying and there's no chance to fight against him. You can actually fight against him now. Pele. Damn, they're hitting a lot of the top tier gods. This is good. Damage scaling on her 1 from 70 to 60%. She had 2 of these, so this is 140%. And it's also 1 second on the cooldown. And then the basic attack reduction from 40 to 50% on Volcanic Lightning. Say she was going to hit for 200 when she hits you in her ult. Instead of being like 120, it's 100 now. It's a nice nerf. Does it kill her? No. Is it a nerf to her? For sure. And then Susano. Gathering Storm has 30% scaling. This is his passive instead of 40%. Nice nerf to his damage. And then Typhoon has a 90-second to 100-second nerf. Susano's been a little sneaky good. He's not getting a ton of play, and I think it's because his build, he doesn't build Soul Eater all that well, and that's really the only thing. But this is a nice little nerf to Susano. He was like that sneaky next tier. And with all these other nerfs to assassins, it'd be no surprise if Susanoo would kind of be the next god up. But there it is. That is patch 10.10. Let me know what you guys think down below. I think it was overall a really good patch. It's going to help a lot for SPL. A lot of those top tier characters are going to be worse. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have voted for us today. I'll see you guys again next time. Peace.